And speaking of great companies, my guest here today is Jerry Alderman, who is the president of Property and Casualty New England for Marsh, McLennan. And welcome, Jerry.
Good to see you again, Tim.
Well, Jerry, you've got a lot of different roles, including serving as a member of the board of the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce, involved locally, and in the few years now you've been leading a lot of the New England operation out of Worcester. You've hit the ground running, so I want to thank you for that. But 2016 came to a close in the insurance industry. What did 2016 bring?
Well, it was an interesting year. We've seen 15 consecutive quarters of rate decline in the property casualty market. And the December, the last quarter, we saw a moderation in that for the first time. So we think there's some leveling off in the rate decline that we've seen over the last 15 quarters. However, capacity remains incredibly strong, capital remains incredibly strong, and is positioned to come in should it be needed at any time post a major event. However, we haven't seen anything from a catastrophic nature that's hit the marketplace, which is another factor along with low interest rates, which has kept rate decline low. The area that we've seen some growth, about 25% growth year over year, is in the cyber insurance market. Mm-hmm. Big growth area, major concern for a lot of our clients, and we're well positioned to help them out there. And then economically, I think between Brexit and population migration and economic disparity around the world is creating new and emerging markets that require insurance protection. So we're spending a lot of time consulting with our clients on political risk, cyber liability, and currency and convertibility. So we're well positioned to help them both locally and globally in all of those coverages.
You know, for our viewers out there, you know, the business owners, homeowners, whether they're homeowners or not, auto insurance, everyone has insurance, or should, in some shape, manner, or form. But, you know, to the magnitude of kind of liability and exposure and threats, it's exponentially grown. Who would have thought, 30 years ago when the computers started coming on the scene at work, that in and of itself represents exposures for companies and the need to kind of sit and consult with someone like yourself and your team.
Absolutely. So, telematics is becoming a major changer in the marketplace for the automobile industry, both for fleet and for homeowner personal insurance liability.
And for people like me and some of our viewers who might not be specifically in terms of what that actually means.
So technology and data that's allowing us to track drivers'
right.
Responses and patterns and texting and things that are going on in the modern
right.
world. To be able to measure that real time, provide data back to the insurance companies, and help educate and put in risk management measures with corporations to help them manage their fleets of cars and trucks.
Right. You see some of the insurers advertising and others about incentive things like that. These are measures to help reduce risk, reduce costs.
Absolutely. Yeah. The auto business as a whole has had a more dramatic increase in cost. Insurance companies are seeing that as an area where they've been dramatically affected from mm-hmm. loss ratios, bad loss ratios. So there's more going into that, and as we look to the future of driverless cars someday, there's a lot of technology and data that we need to gather to make sure that that's something that's insurable.
Right, right. And Jerry, we oftentimes talk to our chamber member businesses and others here on the show and focus on what their core business is. And so it might be a manufacturer who's making something that's people use or part of the supply chain. It could be a restaurateur. It could be somebody designing software. We have 2,300 members
right.
who do a lot of different things in a lot of different sectors. But their core mission, their core job, insurance probably, and what to get, coverage and things, maybe things they're not familiar with. What advice would you have or would you give to a business owner of any size in terms of what type of insurance should I have? Who do I sit with? How do we evaluate that?
Sure. I think the fundamental premise of how we do that and how we consult from our side is we spend a lot of time defining what that corporation does. What makes them tick, what their risk management philosophy is, and what they do day to day in their business. There are thousands of different insurance products on the shelf, but unless we understand that, so we really define that risk first of all with the prospect or client. Then we go and do the data analytics on it and structure it and make sure we've got the right insurance markets responding to that and the right self-insured retentions or deductibles. And then we deliver. We deliver that product and structure and put it in place for the client. But I think having a robust dialogue around what you do as a business is really important, that your broker can understand that and then appropriately protect your balance sheet with products that are available in the marketplace.
And you have a team that works with you in doing that, and if someone is watching and says, okay, I'm interested in the conversation, how do I talk to Jerry or members of his team? How can they reach you?
So, you know, obviously we're at 100 Front Street, downtown Worcester. We have an operation in Boston and Rhode Island and Dedham as well. So we're out there on the website under www.mma.com. And we do property casualty protection for all corporations of all sizes. We do homeowners, personal lines, what we call private client for individuals. And we do health and benefits and retirement, so medical, dental, supplemental plans and retirement services too. So we really cover the gamut of all the insurance products, and obviously we're delighted to talk to anybody who would like to at least find out how we do it.
Right, and you know, we started the show with a little nod, a big nod to you know, JetBlue and Worcester Regional Airport, Massport, and all the good people who helped make that continued success happen. But it's all about global reach and around the country and around the globe, and your company can do that local kind of touch, regional touch, but with national and international contacts.
Yeah, I mean, our mantra is world-class local touch, so we're obviously doing business with a lot of local businesses around central Massachusetts, which we're thrilled to do, but we have boots on the ground in every country around the world, so as those companies expand or have travel or import-export exposures, we're well positioned to be able to talk about that and know the risks in those various countries, particularly as people start traveling around the world in a very fluid marketplace, and some of those exposures are becoming more dramatic by the day, so we're well positioned to help advise them on that as well.
And I think every day we learn how we're connected to events, not only local but around the globe, and that's, you know, so many of our companies, even the smaller size, to have some level of contact that goes beyond the region, state borders, and the U.S. border. So having somebody with that contact and expertise can only be helpful. Quick, as we kind of close up, we're in 2017. Anything, I know there's modeling and things you go to try to predict things in the insurance industry. Anything you see happening in the immediate future? Yeah,
I mean, I think data analytics is driving our industry, not just the brokerage side, but also the insurance company side across the board. So we produced more data in the last 2 years than in all the years collectively prior to that. Wow. I think our challenge is to effectively use that data and manage it so that we can create solutions that are really good for our clients. You know, again, with our proprietary data, we have 350 years of claims data. We have a proprietary iPad application, which allows us to create dynamic risk maps and risk optimization for our clients and show them what the modeling looks like going out. So how you use that data is critical, and we're fortunate enough to be big enough that we've gathered and amassed a huge amount of that and are managing to filter it into ways that we can bring that to bear to the success and balance sheet protection for our customers.
Well, dynamic and fluid industry, and a great one to work in too, and that's one of the things I know you're also working on with the local college community and getting people into the field.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at the next 10 years, major change in terms of the employees that we have. We've got a mature group who you know, aren't going to be with us forever, so we're aggressively looking for young talent, and luckily we're surrounded by colleges here in the Worcester area and the Boston area where we're pulling in interns and developing them and looking for new business development talent as well from B2B sales opportunities. So we're excited about the future, and I think we're managing to convince some of the younger talent around that the insurance industry is a good place to work.
Rewarding. Good stuff. Well, Jerry, thanks for being with us again.
Thank you.
And we'll have you back soon. And